afternoon.
I'm Shra Pandey.
And I'm Megha Rani. Welcome to CityCast.
Farmers' crops have been damaged because of excessive rain. Reporter Ekta speaks to them and tells us more about it.
According to Agricultural Department in Karnataka districts, around 9,20,470 hectares crop were destroyed. The loss amounts to 58.55 crores amount of crop loss and 14.09 lakh tons of crop spoil damaged.
ಮುಂಗಾರು ಮಳೆಯಿಂದಾಗಿ 70% ನಾವು ಭತ್ತ ಬೆಳೆದಿರೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಇದರಿಂದ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಳೆಯಿಂದಾಗಿ ಹಾಕಿರೋ ತೋಟಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಸಾಲ ತಗೊಂಡು ಈಗ ತೋಟಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಮಳೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿಯಿಂದಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಮೇಡಮ್.
The Director of Agricultural Department says that they have seen many losses during the month of July to September due to unpredictable heavy rains.
ಹಾರ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಟೈಮ್ ಕಟಾವು ಮಾಡೋ ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ ರೈತರಿಗೆ ಕಟಾವು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಮಳೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ನೋಡಿ, ಈಗ ನಾವು ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ನ ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಹೇಗೆ ಹೆಸರು ಉದ್ದು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಆಯಿತು.
In the year 2020 and 2021, the rainfall precipitation was 98.5 mm and 75.9 mm. But this time, the rainfall increased by 184.4 mm, the highest record ever in Bangalore. Experts say farmers should change their mentality of not getting their crops insured, as they think it is a waste of money for them if they insure the crops and the yield will be good that year.
If the farmers insure their crop, they can get the compensation in the scheme. Not only for the claim. So for getting the claim only, they have to enroll. This mentality they have to change.
In such adverse situation, farmers should stay connected to agricultural department so that they can get at least a minimum support. Ekta Jha, CityCast, Bangalore.
Travelers during Deepavali spend more on their rides. The reporter Megha Rani tells us about the cost of the bus tickets that have risen exponentially.
Private bus operators in Karnataka have hiked the ticket fare over 3 to 4 times during Deepavali. Tickets from Bengaluru to Belgavi usually cost around Rs 1100 will cost Rs 5000 on 22nd of October ahead of Deepavali. Lakhs of people travel to go home for Deepavali and KSRTC bus tickets have sold out in advance, leaving only private deluxe buses as an option for many people.
I'm going to be there because it's festival time. Actually 2500 something. But in normal days it is around 700-800.
There are 8,400 buses plying normally from KSRTC. Additional 1,500 buses will be operated for Deepavali according to KSRTC. It is still insufficient as lakhs of people will be travelling.
Our poor people, they can't afford it. So what they will do, they will have to wait for the cheaper bus and they have to go. There will be plenty of struggle and problem for the people who don't have the money.
The Transport Minister has warned private bus operators to not charge higher prices and they are looking into it.
We will check the buses and we will penalize them. We have already instructed them.
Expert and an advisor for Karnataka government on transport says that the action should be carried in advance so the people would not have to face such consequences during Deepavali.
And every officer there is supposed to come to the field, check during such period, and even they can go up to cancellation of the license of the vehicle.
People are hoping for better initiative from government so they can afford to go home on Deepavali. Megha Rani, CityCast, Bangalore. Most vehicles in the city do not have pollution control certificates. CityCast reporter Praharshita will tell us more about it.
This year, a total of 27,000 fines has been collected, which is 1.39 crores, and in the previous year, it was a total of 1.07 crores. Commuters say that they often forget about the certificates and remember only when asked for.
I recently bought a vehicle and I didn't have to take the PUC right away, and slowly as months passed I forgot to take it. So recently when I was driving to my office, the police stopped me and asked for it and I didn't have the documents.
Data from the Transport Department of Karnataka shows that only 26% of registered vehicles have pollution under control certificates.
We found the vehicles emitting more smokes on the road, then we definitely catch out of the vehicle and we book the case as per the 190 of Indian Motor Vehicle Act.
According to Center Ecological Sciences, 43% of carbon dioxide is released into the air because of vehicles' emission.
We are adopting different technology points. So why not for PUC also or the pollution check also? We can have some sort of gadget which can be used by the traffic police and they can check the pollution level of the vehicle instantly and not based on the certificate only.
Experts say that it's people's responsibility to get their vehicles checked and traffic police should create more awareness regarding this. Sri Prahashita, CityCast, Bangalore.
Stay with us, we will be right back after a short break.
Welcome back. You're watching CityCast. There is a significant rise in noise levels in some areas of Bangalore. Our CityCast reporter Astha Chopra will tell us more about the reason.
Noise level in Bangalore are breaching the stated limits in some areas. In the latest report of KSPCB, silent zones like RV College of Engineering on Mysore Road saw an increase of 97% at night and 54.4%, whereas Nimhans recorded 43% increment in the noise levels.
We are situated next to railway track, metro station, and during night time we are getting more noise because of the introduction of this metro station here.
The major contributors to noise pollution are motor vehicles and construction sites. The metro tunnels produce an echo of the vehicular movements which pass through the tunnel exceeding the prescribed limits, especially in the commercial zones.
See, there is an increase in noise pollution in few areas like commercial and residential. We can see that in industrial zone there is no increase in noise pollution, or it's within the limits as the data shows.
Find 50 decibels during the day and 40 decibels at night as the permissible noise level. The KSPCB does real-time monitoring at 10 different stations. Still, people are filing complaints regarding the increased noise levels. Experts say that the way to control noise pollution is to switch to conventional methods.
If you adapt, already so many electrical vehicles have come. Now the same technology updated with the conventional, most eco-friendly energy like solar energy. If you adopt it, definitely we can bring down.
The number of vehicles are increasing tremendously, which adds up to increased noise pollution. Astha Chopra, CityCast, Bangalore.
Many public parks in the city are in need of maintenance. Reporter Vaishnavi Gopal Raj tells us why they need to be maintained.
The public parks user in the city claims that most of the BBMP parks equipment is not user-friendly.
Being right here, right? All the equipment are in bad state. It has been broken.
Parks like Gayatri Devi, Chacha Nehru, HSR layout and few more parks in Bengaluru lack general facilities like incomplete equipment, rickety sitting area and wires dangling open. The last report updated in 2015 on BBMP park maintenance shows that out of 1,180 public parks in Bengaluru, near 450 parks are owned by BBMP, out of which more than 200 parks have faulty equipments.
Park 6 ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
Park maintenance shows that approximately 10,000 to 1 lakh per year allotted for park repairs depending on park parameters. Though the short-term tender on repairing of parks was passed by the BBMP in 2021, the parks are still undeveloped. Expert believes that there is a lack of execution planning by the BBMP. The plea reported by the public park user is often neglected by the civic heads. Vaishnavi Gopal Raj, CityCast, Bangalore.
Bangalore doesn't have toilets for the transgender community. Reporter Ashwin will tell us more about it.
Bangalore does not have any toilet made specifically for the transgender community.
People are saying that you are not a more woman, you are not looking like a woman, how can you have a women's washroom? But when you go to the men's washroom, it's challenging for trans mans.
According to BBMP website, it has 1,500 registered voters from this community.
In the larger areas, wherever the transgender movement or more, we are identifying that area, and we are planning to give one unit to them in some parts, not all.
To avoid discrimination and humiliation, they don't go to public toilets and prefer open defecation on the road or control it. When they continue this practice for long, it leads to several health problems, including infections.
So in accordance with the Trans Act of 2019, right, the government is actually obligated to take measures to protect and promote the rights of trans people. So this, of course, requires some infrastructural interventions and some of the social factors which need to be considered as well.
According to BBMP, the whole process for the building and procurement of public toilets for the trans community can take somewhere between 10 to 12 months. Meanwhile, people from these communities have no choice but to visit toilets made specifically for men or women. Ashwin Shankar, CityCast, Bangalore.
Right after the break, we will look at lack of funding for Karnataka State Carom Association. Till then, stay with us.
Welcome back. You are watching CityCast. Lack of funding for the Karnataka State Carom Association creates problem for the state players. Reporter Agni tells us how.
Despite producing top-performing players for India at the international level, the Karnataka State Carom Association is not receiving funding from the state. This affects individual performance, says a two-time international champion.
इफेक्ट होता है क्योंकि पहले इधर होता था कर्नाटका में 8 टूर्नामेंट होता था हर साल पे। वो क्या हो गया अभी एक बंद हो रहा है, उसलिए हमारे को मालूम नहीं होता इधर टूर्नामेंट हो रहा नहीं हो रहा, उधर प्लेयर है नहीं है, वो अभी इम्प्रूवमेंट हुआ नहीं हुआ, कुछ भी मालूम नहीं.
The association has produced around 20 national and international champions over the years. Yet, they say that the government has not reimbursed its expenses for the last 6 years as it is supposed to.
We'll have to bear the total expenditure on as a state tournaments. We need a minimum of 5 days. So 5 days into 15,000, it's a huge amount for us. It make a big hole in our pocket. There is no support at all by the authorities.
The Department of Youth Affairs and Sports says that funding smaller sports is not easy since most of the allocated funds are directed towards mainstream sports like athletics and football.
Funding sports like Carom or even reimbursing their expenses takes time since the bill needs to be cleared by Joint Directorate Administration every financial year. It is a slow process.
As a direct result of poor funding, private clubs have cropped up all over the city which organize closed tournaments of their own. This ends up alienating Karnataka players from the national arena of Carom, explains a sports analyst.
There are no state-organized tournaments, like playing for clubs creates two distinct factions, like of the state players and the players not able to represent the state. The latter being like much higher in number. Not only does this lead to poor recruitment of talent by the state, but it also pushes club players to the sidelines, and talented players who can otherwise have a better future, like if they get a chance to play at the state level, end up stagnating.
With poor performances by Karnataka players in the recently concluded international championship in Malaysia, all eyes of the KSCA will now be on the upcoming national championship to be held in Delhi. Agnidev Bhattacharya, CityCast, Bengaluru.
Golahali villagers say that with the half a bucket of water or even less being supplied, they are facing a lot of inconvenience. Reporter Shreya Pandey will tell us more about it.
Golahali villagers spend money to purchase water from outside their village as the water being supplied is less and people are not able to do their household work with 1 or half a bucket of water. The villagers of Golahali have to walk 1.5 to 2 kilometers daily to get water for drinking and other household activities as the regular water supply is not sufficient for them. According to Rural Drinking Water and Sanitation under the Department of Rural Development of Panchayati Raj Development Department, the department is required to provide 55 litres of drinking water to each person per day as per the NRDWP guidelines 2013.
ಬೆಳಗಿನ ಜಾವ ಅರ್ಲಿ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ 5 o'clockಗೆ ನೀರು ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಏರಿಯಾ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಏರಿಯಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಹಾಫ್ ಅನ್ ಅವರು, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಏರಿಯಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ 15 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸು, ಇನ್ನೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಇದ್ದರೆ 10 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸು ಆ ಥರ ನೀರು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು 50,000 1 lakh ದೊಡ್ಡ ಟ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡಂಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
Gram Panchayat of Golahali village is working towards supplying water to all the villages in proper time and amount as stated by the Panchayat head. The head hopes that the villagers utilize the facilities being provided to them and manage well with the set timings.
Wherever we can conserve water, we should try to. Otherwise, the human race will certainly be extinct if there is no water.
The villagers hope the issue of water supply to be resolved soon. Shreya Pandey, CityCast, Bangalore.
A new science park in the city hopes to rekindle the scientific temperament of the city. Reporter Shishti tells us how.
More than 20,000 people have visited the science-based park in the last 6 months. The interactiveness of this park and the concept of learn by doing has captured the interest of people.
Example, there were activities for kids, there were activities for adults, and they were engaging the kids, which made them to think so many things. And I could see that interest with the children.
Scientific concepts like shadow, sound propagation, amongst others, have been explained practically, which ignites the spirit of questioning and scientific attitude.
Initiatives in STEM that are taking place now currently, and I hope it accelerates to, so that we have thousands of initiatives like this.
Experts also say that such skills are often transferable, which once inculcated will help children apply them to all other spheres of life. Shrishti Srinivasan, CityCast, Bangalore.
For more such stories, check out our website citycast.in. Till then, subscribe and keep watching. This is Megha Rani.
And this is Shreya Pandey signing off.